every day we create. We create lives as far as like children. We create love. We create a beautiful home with your pictures and your decorations. We create delicious food. We create books. We create songs. We create music. We create videos. If you are a YouTuber, we create every day. We create how we feel sometimes. Because I'm very understanding that there are sometimes chemical things that are happening. We create every day. When you create out of pure curiosity, you learn about yourself, you learn about society, and you learn about your soul and your spirit. Let's start with the self. Okay, so before I jump into the subject, I do want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. The reason I'm asking you to subscribe is because this video was inspired by the three who voted and said that they wanted me to talk about creativity, and they also wanted a video about my home life. I've already created the home life video, and this is that creativity video that they asked for. So if you want to give me feedback, if you want to give me ideas, then you want to subscribe. You're like, hey, you just came across my feed. The algorithm pushed you to me. You can leave me a comment that lets me know that, hey, these videos are impactful. These videos are helpful. This is very hard for me to ask for, if I'm completely honest, but I'm going to be vulnerable here and transparent with you and say thank you for those of you who comment. Thank you if you leave a heart, if you leave a comment, if you interact with me in my community tab. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do not want that to go unspoken. Thank you. Okay. Because so as I've been creating on YouTube, I have learned that when I create, and not just on YouTube, because I used to create on Instagram as well, and I used to have a Facebook a long time ago. However, in my process of creating out of pure curiosity, not only here, but before I was on the internet, I was creating in my journal. I was writing in my journal. So I'm going to tell you how I was able to discover this theory that I have, that when we create out of pure curiosity, we learn about ourselves. We learn about the self that we are when we're by ourselves, when nobody is around, when we are in our minds. Because let's just say you're never by yourself. But that person that you are in your mind, not the person that you want to be, not the person that you're trying to be your best self, not the best version of you, but the worst version of you, the parts of you that you don't want other people to see. And as I said in the beginning of this video, I was being transparent and I shared that it's hard for me to ask for y'all to comment, to like, to subscribe. That is hard because I just want to create. I just want to put out my thoughts, my ideas, the theories that I have into the internet so that hopefully I can inspire someone to create. That was hard, but I have learned some things about myself as I've been creating, about the person that I am when I'm by myself. And the person that I am when I'm by myself, I am a words of affirmation girl. I love words. Tell me I'm cute. Tell me I'm beautiful. You can ask my husband. He'll be like, oh, Sierra, you look cute. And I will do a little dance. Like, tell me that you love the way that I think. I will do a dance. I will, okay. Tell me that you like what I'm putting out. I will say thank you. And when I say thank you, I genuinely mean it. When I put the little heart emoji, I genuinely mean it. And I have learned these things about myself through creating out of pure curiosity. I was curious about how many people will start to enjoy my journey, how many people will interact with me, what are other people thinking about motherhood, about books, about creativity. And now, out of pure curiosity, I've also learned, like I said, I was writing in a journal before the internet. And I'll share that story for the end. However, I was able to discover my thoughts by writing in a journal. And I had some very dark thoughts, and I had some very beautiful thoughts. And I remember this one particular thing that I said. I was in a very dark place I've been writing in a journal since the age of 9. And one of the things that I said was that, who does the wolf cry to when the wolf needs help? And if you remember that story from childhood, it was the boy who cried wolf. And when he cried wolf that last time, nobody came to help because he had lied or cried wolf all of these other times. And so I thought about that story somehow. And when I was journaling, I was like, hey, I am not the big bad wolf. However, I am the strong person. I was thinking of myself as the strong person. And I was like, hey, who does the strong person cry to when they are not strong? And so I realized in that moment that I was carrying around this black woman thing of being the strong person in my friend groups. The advice that I was giving my friends, I needed to take it myself. The support and the love that I was giving to my friends, I needed to give it to myself. The support and love, what I thought was love, that I was giving to the guy I was dating at the time, I needed that myself. So through journaling, I was able to see who this person was behind the strong woman persona, who the wolf was. I was able to see that I am not as strong as I give off to be. I am actually, in fact, weak. If I can find that, I'll screenshot it. I'll take a picture and I'll share it with y'all because it was a beautiful discovery. From that place, I kept writing in this journal. And I would say, when we create out of pure curiosity, that we learn about society. And when I say society, I mean we learn about others. And this part, when we create out of pure curiosity, I mean we're doing something. We're going somewhere. We're going to the museum to learn about another culture that we otherwise would not have learned about. And when we go and we create out of pure curiosity by interacting with things that are created or somebody's creativity, the stakes are lower. Like there's less judgment because you are consciously choosing to go in to learn about the Asian culture. You're consciously choosing to go in and learn about the Black culture. You're consciously choosing to go in and learn about the Vietnamese culture by going to a museum. But there's also another place that you can go to interact with creation or creativity. And I think that place is an aquarium. You can go and interact with creation, animals, and see how they work. Something that I learned by going to an aquarium is that there was a shark swimming in the same tank as other fish. And everybody, the fish were just swimming. The shark wasn't bothering the fish. The fish wasn't bothering the shark. However, there was also an octopus. I want to say, was it an octopus or a squid? I don't know the difference. But there was an octopus or a squid in the same tank, and it was just minding its business. What? And if you think about the ocean, there's so many animals. Now, not to say that one doesn't eat the other. However, they're working together beautifully in this same body of water. When you create and you go do something out of pure curiosity, you get to see that we as people, that gives us an example, can live together no matter what cultures that we are. It is possible. The animals do it. And we go to the library. You get to go to the library, pick up a book about a city, about a state, about a person, about a people, and you get to learn about them. You get to see about another culture. You get to understand and learn about a disease. You get to learn about how to cook something. And you get to see, like, oh my goodness, by interacting and going in here out of pure curiosity, the stakes are lower. There's less amount of judgment. There's less amount of pressure because out of pure curiosity, you may have learned, oh my goodness, I know how to bake a cake now. Oh my goodness, I know something about Black people that I didn't know. Oh my goodness, I know something about the Caucasian race that I didn't know. Something that I did not know, but I learned out of pure curiosity is that not all South Africans look like me. They're not all of a dark skin complexion. Some of them are white. I did not know that. However, when I picked up a book and I opened it and I learned about South Africa a little bit, I was like, oh my God, I want to go to South Africa. I would like to learn a little bit more by putting my hands in the soil, my feet in the soil, and my actual being in that continent, if you will, and interact. Another thing that you can do as you create out of pure curiosity that will help you to learn about society is to have a plant. This plant, before I started recording this video, there was some yellow leaves on here. There's something for me to learn. I picked this plant up as when I got to 100 subscribers, I picked up a plant as a way to celebrate myself. This plant is lovely. I love it. I live in Florida and this reminds me of the tropics. This is a tropical plant and I don't know how to care for it. Out of curiosity, I'm going to have to go and look up some things on the internet, which you are watching me on, to find out how do I care for this plant well? How many times a week does this plant need to be watered? What type of water? Does it need water? Do I need to change the soil? Like, why are my leaves turning yellow? So if you're like, hey, I'm not an animal person, don't want to go to the zoo, don't want to go to the aquarium, get a plant. So when I say plant, I don't just mean this. I mean interact with something living. A plant, a vegetable, you see what I'm saying? Like what do you call it? Yeah, a plant, a vegetable, a fruit. Get something and try to care for it. Something living. I learned this out of pure curiosity. You can actually grow more celery. You just put it in water. I was like, my plants grow in water. Let me try this. There's a lot of low state plants that you can get and that actually just grow in water. And that will help you to interact with something, with creation, and helping you out of pure curiosity to learn not about yourself, what you don't know, and it also help you to learn about others. And when I say others, I do mean creation and created. And when I say others, I do mean living beings and I mean living things. Okay. So when we create out of pure curiosity, the very last thing I want to share is it leads us to understand and to start to become curious about our soul and our spirit. Now, no, I don't think that cell phones or phones have a soul. However, they do have a creator. If I said, who created the phone? Some generations would say Steve Jobs, but that's not right. But if you go and you look back, we know that Alexander Graham Bell invented the phone, right? But who gave Alexander Graham Bell the idea? Who gave him the know to know how to put this thing together to create what we know now as a phone? Okay, let's move on to something else. If we were to start to look at all the things around us, if you look at the air, who created air? Who said that the heart needs to go here, the lungs need to go here, the intestines goes here, this needs to go behind this, your veins, you need blood, you need a tongue, you need a nose, you need a mouth, you need ears, you need a throat, you need arms, legs. Who came up with those ideas? There's one school of thought that would say we evolved from monkeys. I think that's Charles Darwin says we evolved from monkeys. Who created the monkey? If you're the school of thought that says, hey, there was the Big Bang Theory, these two rocks or meteors collided together and then boom, we created the universe. Who said that Uranus is hot, Jupiter is hot, they can't be this close together or they're combust and so they gotta be all these planets in these different orders. I don't want to butcher it. My husband is the science person, but who created the universe? These are questions that need answers. I'm curious. And so when you start to interact with nature, when you start to interact with other beings, when you start to create out of pure curiosity and you're interacting with yourself, it leads you to your soul and your spirit. It leads you to learning about who is the creator, who did all of this. That is my favorite one. And I discovered that God created me by writing in a journal. My journal entries started to turn into prayers, and my prayers started to be answered by God. Now, for some people, this is going to be too far-fetched. God was talking to you in a journal. I am naive enough to believe that yes, he did. He, she, however you would like to say it, the Spirit of God was talking to me in a journal and was responding to me through me in my writing of a journal. Now, I want to invite you to go create out of pure curiosity. When you create out of pure curiosity, I truly believe it leads you to questioning who created you. I keep saying I'm naive enough to believe that God created me. Like, if it's not God that talked back to me in my journal, then there's a little cuckoo going on there. But I'm okay with being cuckoo. I don't know who said this, but somebody in the song said,
but what I do know is that he's real and he lives forever. So the next time you feel like your world's about to end, I hope you study because he's testing your faith again. I'd rather not live like there isn't a God than die and find out there really is. Think about it.
Listen, that's just my thoughts on this. So I will see you in the next video. I am super, super grateful that you are here and that you've watched to the end. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.